$300 face of war nickels came into the shop today. Why did they come into the shop? I'm going to explain, my friends. Help me out with the thumbs up. Make sure you share the video out. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Let's get into this video right now. See, just told you what's going on. $300 face of war nickels came into the shop. That is 6,000 war nickels that came into the shop. You're seeing a portion of my own stack. I got more in this bucket. This is where I keep most of my war nickels in. It still has nickels in it. They're all war nickels. So I don't keep these in the safe. I keep these hidden in the closet, my friends. Okay, I keep these hidden in the closet. I got a couple rolls that are in the safe. They came in rolls. I choose to keep them in rolls. A lot of these did not come in rolls. Some of these I found in nickel hunting from the bank. They're still out there. They're not as easy as to find they used to be, but they're still out there. Okay, what I have in this bucket, you saw that bucket. I'm going to be very transparent. I got 1,218 of them. Okay, just to give you this is just a little pile from that bucket. Yes, I'm keeping count. That way I know how many are in the bucket. So how do we pay this guy out? Well, let me break down the story for a moment. This person came in. And this is why I always say, don't take my word for everything you see on this channel for number one. You need to do your own research on any YouTuber or video you see. He comes in, said he saw a video on YouTube about war nickels, 40% silver halves. That YouTuber don't like him no more. Again, if you know who I'm talking about, don't say that YouTuber's name. I think the guy's got the great channel, but I disagree with him on this one. I tried every which way for this person to hang on to his war nickels. Didn't want to do it. I've already sold a lot of these already. We're going to get more of that into a moment. So he asked me, how much can we pay for them? I said, we're paying 25 cents below silver value per coin. So this is what we paid. It's $2.16 a nickel. So it's for anybody out there that heard this video saying these coin shops don't pay up for war nickels. I call BS on that. We paid up $2.16. We paid out this gentleman today $12,960. But he traded for other silver. He took $5,000 in cash. The rest of it, he put it back into 1 ounce coins, a few 1 ounce rounds, whatever. It was little more than $5,000 in cash. The rest of it was back into other types of silver. Look, buttable material, my friends. Your war nickels were produced from 1942 to 1945. But make a note, not all 1942 nickels are war nickels. The way you tell, look on the monocell on top. If you see a P, D, or an S, and I hope that's coming in all right. Maybe not. If you see a P, D, and S on top of the monocell right there, that is a war nickel. You can see it right there. That little mint mark, and it looks like a P. Yep, that is a P mint mark. That is a war nickel. So 42s, not all of them, if they don't have that little symbol on top, the P, D, or S, it's not a war nickel. So he went on from one person's opinion about war nickels. Sold them. $2.16. Okay, that's what we paid out. I've only sold 4,000 of them already. I had 4 people that were looking for them in mass numbers. I told them, we're going to start off with 1,000 1,000 apiece. We sold them for, at that time, they were $2.56. We were selling for 15 cents above melt value, silver value. They were happy, they got them. It's even ticked up some more, my friends. Now they're $2.58. That is what they're melting for right now. Minus 15 cents, of course. Minus 15 cents. So they're melting for $2.43 right now. At the time of sale. To us, they were $2.41. Now they're $2.43. Okay, the $2.43, 2 cents higher. You start adding 2 cents to 6,000. That is going to make a big difference, my friends. That adds a big difference right there. Just think about what I'm saying. Hold on to your war nickels, my friends. Hold on to your 40% silver halves. You're going to need them for butter. At the end of the day, it's still silver. But one person can say whatever he or she wants, which is fine. Everybody has a right to what they have to say. But what I'm asking for people to do, don't go on everything I tell you to do. Don't go on every other YouTuber out there who talks about silver and gold. You got to use your own judgment here. I love the war nickels. I like the 40% silver halves. Are they right for everybody? Hell no. Okay? No. But if it comes down to a buttable situation, you want to give up less silver, then you have to. You don't want to be giving up more. I've said this before. You wouldn't go to McDonald's, Starbucks, KFC, and whatever the bill is. Say $10 across the board. You wouldn't get them a $100 bill. And those three places tell you, I'm sorry, Mr. Jones or Mrs. Jones or whatever your name is. Maybe they won't call you by your name because they don't know you. But you get the point. We don't have change to break this. Can you have a debit card? Do you have a credit card? Well, what happens if that's the only thing you got? Then I guess you're not going to eat. Because they don't have change for that $100 bill. So why would you want to give up an ounce of silver when you only need a couple silver dimes? Maybe a war nickel included in there. They may not have change for an ounce of silver if you're doing a small purchase. You're going to need fractional silver. Just makes sense, right? Just makes sense. Think about this way. You go to a yard sale. And I know not everybody does it this way. But when I was doing the flea market up in Maine, flipping silver and other items at the flea market, I made sure I went to the bank the day before. I went to the flea market Saturday and Sunday, so I made sure I got my ass to the bank before to get 1s and 5s in change. In case someone gave me a $20 bill for a $2 item, a $4 item. But these other people who did the flea market on every single weekend were not thinking past their nose. They were asking me for change. Yeah, I can help them out. Finally, I got fed up with it. I'm like, you guys need to go to the bank on a Friday then. Like I do. Get change. How do you expect to run a business if you don't have change? It's going to be like this for the get-go with people who have silver and gold. These stores, when they start accepting it for payment, my friends, they're not going to have change. They're not going to have change. You're going to have to be the ones who give up the less silver possible and not give up. Okay, do you want a gift card? Do you want a ticket to the farmer's market? Vendor so-and-so owes you $4.50. You go to McDonald's. Let's say they accept silver. Let's just assume this for a minute. You give a 5-ounce silver bar as payment. It's only $10. Let's say silver is $100 an ounce. You really want a $495 gift card from McDonald's? Are you willing to accept that back? Maybe if you use it in another store, maybe, that you shop there a lot, you wouldn't mind that too much, because you're going to use it right up anyways. You get where I'm going with it, though, my friends. You get it. This is why I say, don't go off of anybody's opinion and just make that one quick judgment call. People will regret that. People will regret that. And I tried every which way to talk this guy out of it by selling them. That's how precious they are. They only made them halfway in 1942. 42, 43, 44, 45. 3.5 years they were produced. The war nickels. They needed them for World War II. They needed the copper. That is what they needed the nickel, excuse me. In the coins. There's copper in these. They needed the nickel for the wartime. Think about what I'm saying here, my friends. There's still silver. 18 of these coins. 18 is an ounce of silver. 18 of these. It's an ounce of silver. I don't give a rat's behind if the smelters want them or not. Some coin shops will not pay up like we did, but we had buyers for them already. Now, if we didn't have buyers already, yeah, we probably pay a little bit less. It depends. It just depends. Look on eBay. Look what they're going for. You can't tell me if somebody didn't get these for $1, they can't make any money today on them. I call hogwash on that. I call hogwash on that. I like this 35% war nickels. I'm still stacking them when I can. People can call me crazy all they want. Well, I am crazy. Alright, I got laughed at when I first showed these Australian bars. I want to address another comment I got in today's first video about these Australian bars. I did a video today. 5 ounces versus 10 ounces of silver. I showed how much I paid for these. $500.68 back on February 24th, 2024. At the time, silver was $22 an ounce. I told a few people. They told me I was an idiot by buying it for $3 over spot. So I'm not worrying paying $3 over spot. I'm doing quite well with these. I will do quite well for these. Okay, good luck trying to find these bars right now. This, an online dealer on eBay, selling for $501 or $510. Somebody made a comment, which I didn't really care for, but I left it up. So I hope someone's not that idiot enough to spend $500 on a 10-ounce silver bar. Well, most silver bars are going about $438, $444, $445, somewhere right around that neighborhood. Yes, this is a premium silver bar. Come back and tell me that when somebody did buy it for $510. Come back and tell me when silver's at $60 an ounce. Come back and tell me that when silver's at $70 an ounce. Please. Because I did all right with it. It was that not long ago. Silver was $22 an ounce. I paid $25 an ounce for these. It was February 2024, my friends. Check out channel sponsor Pinbacks for all your silver, gold, and platinum needs, my friends. Check out. They got the Sunshine Mint silver bars. You want to save a little bit. You got to get 10 or more. You save a little bit that way. Let them know that Queen Shop Chris sent you. We see what happened with silver and gold today. It's up. That's where we're going, my friends. We're going up. My prediction for silver at the end of the month was 44.77. I think we're going to be awfully gosh darn close with that number. We might surpass that. We might surpass that. Again, my friends, please don't go on one person's ideas, subject matter. Listen to what they have to say. I'm not saying don't listen, but just don't make a rash decision on somebody telling you to do something or they don't like something. Because that video was not done very, very well. When he took clips from older videos, it made it stress the truth some. He used old video clips to make it sound his way. I do agree with the one point he did make in that video, that most coin shops will not pay up for 35% war nickels. Most shops won't pay up for 40% silver halves. Okay, fine. But what is your goal? Your goal is to get what back? This back? You can get over melt right now, over spot, over silver value on eBay for your 35% war nickels, your 40% silver halves. Somebody put in the comments this morning, they're seeing 40% silver halves. The cheapest they've seen was $6.95 each. Ouch. Yeah, $6.95 each. That was the cheapest. People laughed at me, which is they can laugh all they want, because now it's time to backfire a little bit. When I was buying these for $4, $3.75, $4.75, the half dollars I'm talking about, the 40% silver half dollars. I said back then in those videos, laugh all you want. Laugh all you want. They're not laughing so much now. They're not laughing so much now. I did all right with them. In dollar terms, I'm looking to barter with this, my friends. That's what I'm looking to do with this. So yes, you want fractional. And that's the fractional you're going to get right now in U.S. currency, and its currency still. I'm not giving my 35% war nickels up. I'm not giving up my 40% silver halves. I'm not giving up silver unless I have to give it up for goods or services. That's where I'm at. That's where we should be all at, in my opinion. There'll be a day this will be gone. Could it be by the end of the year? Could it be end of next year? Could it be by 2030? The dollar's really gone? You really want that stable coin? You really want to be controlled? I understand the power has not gone out for a long time in this country, and we all seen it out at the same time. I understand that we have all not seen the internet go poof and out for a couple of days. But people don't think that cannot happen. You don't think that cannot happen? It can happen. You know, Americans can shut down the internet, my friends. They can shut it down. And it's sad to say, you know, look at the bank problems we've had. People have problems with their banks. People have problem with Zelle. People have problem with PayPal. That is what I'm trying to say. There's issues. It's nothing. The only thing that is safe is silver and gold in your possession. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. But people want this Bitcoin and these meme coins. Really, a meme coin? Digits on the screen. They call it a meme. They call it a coin. They call Bitcoin a coin. Really? It's not a coin. It's a Ponzi scheme. That's what it is. Digits on the screen that you can't hold. You can't hold it. Some people call us old school because we stack silver and gold. I had someone comment on either this morning's video or one of yesterday's videos. Try to get his daughter to start stacking. And the daughter's reply back to him was, well, that's what all men do. Stacking, collecting silver, coins, whatever. No, females are getting into this too. I'm grateful for all the female stackers out there. Females are growing in numbers on this channel. We're over 10% female now. Thank you to the female stackers out there. Thank you to the guy stackers out there. Come join Stop the Melt campaign, my friends. You think, some people think, Coin Shop Chris, you're crazy. There's plenty of 90% silver going around. There's plenty of 40% silver going around. There's plenty of Hoard nickels around. Really? But we keep smelting it. I don't need to prove this point again with the quarters. You folks have heard me talk about the quarters. If we took them all down, if every single Washington silver was accounted for, you divide that by the American people from the last U.S. census, you were basically left with 7 quarters each. That should be a wake-up call right there. So you tell me now, oh, but there's plenty to go around. There's a lot of them smelting down. Somebody's not going to get their 7 quarters out there. And it's going to be many of people. Because us, the ones who've been stacking, the ones that have been trying to get 2 or 3 quarters a week, if sometimes more. We're doing the right thing, in my opinion. We're stacking. We're getting what we can stack. When we can stack. It's not a competition out there. Who can have more? Just getting away from fiat, stupid dollars. That's what we're trying to protect ourselves against. The dollar, my friend, is losing value. And I hope this wakes up more and more people. That's what I'm trying to do on this channel. You know, I really did not want to make those 4 phone calls to those people who wanted the war nickels. I was hoping I can talk to that guy out of by selling them. But no, he didn't want them anymore. So we only sold 4,000 of them. I said, if we get through tomorrow, we still have some. I'll call every single person back and divide them up between the 4 people. They're all happy already. They understand what we're trying to do too for everybody. We're not trying to piecemeal stuff out. No, they want a lot, they got a lot right now. If we have any after tomorrow's end of business day, we will call them up and say, come in Monday morning at this price and come get them. They said, yeah, that's fine. Nobody had an issue with that. That's how we build relationships with our customers, my friends. That's how you build a coin shop up. Treating your customers right. We're not smelting down like other coin shops and pawn shops out there. Michael and Brian at channel sponsor Pinbacks are 100% supportive. Stop them out. They're the ones who made these stickers up. I didn't make these stickers up. The credit goes to Pinbacks with the stickers. They're the ones who made them up. So thank you, Pinbacks. for sponsoring this channel once again, Coin Shop Chris. Thank you to the view out there, because it's not possible without you. If you have questions for me about silver, gold, or platinum, my friends, reach out to me. I'm here to help people. Email me. There's some funny things going on with the comment section lately. So if I don't see your comment, I apologize. We tested this theory already. One of my moderators said, did you see that question? I'm like, what question? She says, you got a question in your comment section. So, well, you got a screen. I looked for that comment. I looked for it on my cell phone. I looked for it on the laptop. I didn't see it. I could not see it, but she's seeing it. And I'm seeing things where she can't see. There's something funny going on. It's a glitch right now, my friends. If you need to get a hold of me, you got a question, just email me. That's easier right now. I will get back to you. It might take me a little bit longer, but I will get back to you, I promise. Thanks for watching. We will see you tomorrow morning for the 58th 90% Silver Market Watch Report. Yes, 58 tomorrow. Thank you. See you in the morning.